right here at the wellhead of the coal or gas or oil fields, we put a slowly incrementing fee on the extraction process. And it starts at $15 per ton and goes up $10 per year to about $100 per ton within 10 years. Goes into the treasury, and the money then is given, 100% of the net proceeds go back to each household in the country. This is called dividend. Because of that dividend, fossil fuels become more expensive. You know, the fuel company is not going to eat that. They just make it more expensive. So what do people do? They shift their energy to renewables because they're cheaper. They don't get the fee. So this is called a market-driven approach, and I believe sincerely this is the only, this is using the market to do what we need to do, and use the, you know, the existing economic system to get to where we need to go, which is to transition from coal and oil and gas, which are made to just pay for their pollution, to our new clean energy. So in addition to this carbon fee and the dividend going back to the people, you know, because of international trade, there has to be border adjustments. Think of it as tariffs on carbon-rich products coming into the country, either as fuels or as, you know, things that use a lot of carbon to produce them. If they're not taxed in that country, we would have an advantage. So we put a border adjustment to go into the fee, and that makes it work. This monthly dividend for a family of 4 would rise to about $380 per month within 20 years. And it goes up in a nice curve such that this would be something people would depend upon. You know, that would be a whole car payment. It would be the rent. You know, it would be, so this is something that would be really huge for poorer people, right? Think about it. The dividend protects low-income families from the cost of the transition. The checks are equal. Low-income folks have much smaller carbon footprints than high-income, so therefore they get more money back than they pay out in fuel costs. And this could answer the objection. I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened up in Washington. You know, there's a battle going on of carbon fee and dividend versus cap and trade, for instance. And Sierra Club voted to say, well, we're not going to take a position of advocating for it, but we're not going to be against it either. But I believe that was kind of a missed opportunity up there, that just by the way they implemented it without having full discussion among the parties, the environmentalists and the labor unions and the guys that were doing this carbon fee initiative, that they didn't do it in a way that was conducive to passing it. And it ended up being a personal kind of battle. You know what I'm talking about? You heard of that?